In the early 20th century, an antiquarian named Wilfrid Voynich walked into a Jesuit college near Rome and stumbled upon a book that would baffle the world for over a century. The manuscript he purchased was unlike anything ever seen before, filled with looping, alien-like text and strange, colorful illustrations of unknown plants, celestial diagrams, and mysterious female figures bathing in green liquid. Today, that book is known as the Voynich Manuscript, a broken bar, perhaps the most enigmatic book ever written. From the moment it surfaced in 1912, the Voynich Manuscript became an obsession for scholars, codebreakers, and dreamers alike. Written in an unknown language that has defied every attempt at translation, it sits in Yale University's Voynich library, its pages aged and brittle, yet its mystery more alive than ever. But what makes this manuscript so fascinating is not just that we can't read it, it's that it seems almost too deliberate to be nonsense. Someone created it with immense purpose. The manuscript consists of around 240 pages, though experts believe many are missing. Each page is covered in looping handwriting and no corrections, no visible hesitation, as if the writer knew exactly what they were doing. The text flows effortlessly, giving linguists headaches as they try to decode its structure. It appears to follow grammatical rules, with words repeating and patterns forming, yet, not a single word can be linked to any known language or code. It's as if the author invented an entire linguistic system from scratch. Equally bizarre are the illustrations. The book is divided into sections: herbal, astronomical, biological, cosmological, and pharmaceutical. In the herbal section, we see plants that look both familiar and alien, roots of one species sprouting the leaves of another. In the astronomical pages, intricate star maps and zodiac signs appear, often accompanied by small naked women floating among the stars. In one section, these same figures seem to bathe in interconnected pools of green liquid, connected by strange tubes and pipes, as though depicting some kind of alchemical or biological process. No one knows who wrote the Voynich Manuscript, but theories have ranged from the wildly imaginative to the scientifically grounded. Some suggest it's the work of a medieval alchemist or a secret society. Others claim it's an elaborate hoax. Yet, every attempt to pin down its origin leads to more questions than answers. Radiocarbon dating places the vellum of the animal skin. The manuscript is written not to the early 15th century, around the 1420s. That means it was created during the Renaissance, a period of exploding knowledge and experimentation. But the ink and the pigments match the same time frame, suggesting it wasn't written later on an old surface, as many hoax theories claim. So if it was if someone truly made this in the 1400s, who were they? And what message were they trying to send? Some have pointed to Roger Bacon, the English philosopher and scientist known for his fascination with coded writing and secret experiments. Bacon lived in the 13th century, earlier than the manuscript state, but some think a follower of his ideas might have created it. Another theory connects it to John Dee, the mystic advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, and his scryer Edward Kelly, who claimed to communicate with angels in a language called Enochian. Could the Voynich Manuscript be a record of these mystical communications? The manuscript even baffled the greatest cryptologists of the modern era. During World War II, codebreakers who cracked Nazi and Japanese ciphers tried their hand at it and failed. Later, the CIA and NSA took interest, feeding it through their most powerful machines, only to emerge with nothing coherent. Some experts concluded that the text was simply meaningless, a medieval prank or an attempt to scam a wealthy patron, but others disagree. Its structure is too consistent. Every pattern in the Voynich script mimics that of real languages. Even advanced linguistic eye models detect syntax and flow, indicating a complex internal logic. One of the strangest aspects lies in the plant drawings. Botanists have tried to identify the species for decades, yet none match perfectly to real-world plants. Some look like hybrids or entirely fabricated species. Could the author have been recording plants from a distant land, perhaps the New World, unknown to Europe at the time? If so, that would place the manuscript as one of the earliest glimpses of undiscovered flora. But again, this theory falls apart when we realize that the Voynich language doesn't resemble any indigenous American script or spoken form. In recent years, Digital researchers have turned to AI to decode the text. Algorithms have compared it to hundreds of languages, searching for common word patterns or structures. Some believe the writing could be an encoded version of a natural language like Hebrew, Latin, or Turkish. Others propose it's a constructed language, an entirely new way of writing, invented to conceal sacred or forbidden knowledge. There's even a theory that the book is an early scientific notebook by an unknown woman, a natural philosopher recording her studies in botany and medicine, using a private shorthand. The numerous female figures throughout the manuscript seem to suggest a feminine perspective. Perhaps the book belonged to a hidden alchemist, documenting her experiments at a time when women were excluded from scholarly life. The green pools could represent herbal distillations or healing baths, and the stars, cycles of fertility or medicine. Then there's the cosmic theory, one that captures the imagination. Some believe the Voynich Manuscript isn't about plants or medicine at all, but a map of another world. The diagrams resemble celestial charts, and the women bathing in connected streams might symbolize souls traveling between realms. Maybe it's a record of visions or dreams, encoded so only the initiated could understand. One peculiar page depicts what looks like a map of stars forming a spiral, something eerily similar to our modern idea of a galaxy. Yet, this was centuries before telescopes could see that far. Was it a coincidence, or was the author recording ancient, forgotten knowledge? Even stranger is the way the manuscript feels when viewed in person. Those who have examined it say there's an almost hypnotic beauty to the ink, the precision, the rhythm of the writing. It's not a hasty work, it's meticulous, almost meditative. Whoever wrote it wasn't trying to deceive you, they were creating. It feels less like a code, and more like a language meant for someone else, entirely a broken bar, someone not of our time or place. In 2018, a computer scientist named Greg Kondrak used AI to suggest that the manuscript might be written in an encoded form of Hebrew. According to his algorithm, the first sentence could mean something like, "She made recommendations to the priest, man of the house, me and people." But when linguists tried to verify it, the translation fell apart. The patterns were too flexible. It seemed that every new attempt brought us closer to understanding, only to dissolve into uncertainty again. Some even suggest it's an attempt to communicate with higher realms. The shapes and loops of the letters resemble sigils, symbols used in magical writings. What if the book wasn't meant to be read in the conventional sense, but rather experienced? Perhaps the author believed that simply looking at it, meditating on its symbols, could unlock hidden knowledge. There's also a theory connecting it to alien contact. Some modern theorists claim the manuscript might depict plants and constellations not found on Earth. The detailed diagrams of circular star systems and the unfamiliar biology have fueled the idea that it's a record of extraterrestrial information, a cosmic gift, or perhaps a memory of a world long gone. But perhaps the most haunting thought of all is this: what if it was never meant for us to understand? What if the Voynich Manuscript was written for a mind that thinks differently, as someone from another age, another consciousness? Its purpose might have been purely personal, a spiritual diary, a secret code between souls.